Hello friends, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel. ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത് ജിയോടെക്നിക്കൽ എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗിൽ നിന്നുള്ള വളരെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള 15 ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ്. സോ നമുക്ക് വീഡിയോയിലേക്ക് കടക്കാം. ഫസ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, the most accurate method of determining the water content in a sample of soil is option A, oven drying method, option B, sandbath method, option C, alcohol method, and option D, calcium carbide method. And the answer is option A, oven drying method. The most accurate method of determining the water content in a sample of soil is oven drying method. Second question, which one of the following tests cannot be done without undisturbed sampling? Option A, shear strength of clay, option B, shear strength of sand, option C, Atterberg's limit, and option D, determination of compaction parameters. And the answer is option D, determination of compaction parameters. Third question, the term soil mechanics was coined by option A, Rankine, option B, Newton, option C, Terzaghi, and option D, Newmar. The answer is Terzaghi. The term soil mechanics was coined by Terzaghi. Fourth question, clay is generally option A, cohesive, option B, permeable, option C, having large particle size, and option D, none of these. And the answer is option A, cohesive. Clay is generally cohesive in nature. Fifth question, a soil sample is having specific gravity of 2.6 and a void of 0.78. The water content in percentage required to fully saturate the soil at that ratio is option A, 10, option B, 30, option C, 60, and option D, 70. For solving such questions, you have to know the equation for water content. Void ratio E is equal to Wg by S. Here for fully saturated soil, S is equal to 1. So E is equal to W into G. So W is equal to E by G, which is equal to 0.78 divided by 2.6, which is equal to 30. Option B is the answer. Sixth question, which of the following values the void ratio in soil can be? So first option is less than 1 only. Option B can be less than or more than 1. Option C, greater than 1 only. Option D, less than 0.7. And the answer is option B, can be less than or more than 1. The limit of void ratio is 0, less than E, less than infinity. So option B is the answer. Next question, permeability of soil varies. Option A, inversely as square of grain size. Option B, as square of grain size. Option C, as grain size. And option D, well graded. Permeability of soil varies as square of grain size. We know that permeability proportional to D10 square. The equation C D10 square. So here it is varying as the square of grain size. Eighth question, which of the following will have the plasticity index 20? Option A, sand, option B, clay, option C, silt, and option D, compacted sand. It is possible to have a plasticity index of 20 for clay. So clay is the answer. What about the plasticity index of sand? It is 0. We can move to the next question. Water content of a soil sample is the difference of the weight of the given sample at the given temperature and the weight determined after drying it for 24 hours at temperature ranging from option A, 80 to 90 degrees Celsius, option B, 90 to 95 degrees Celsius, option C, 95 to 100 degrees Celsius, and option D, 105 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. And the answer is option D, 105 to 110 degrees Celsius. Water content of a soil sample is the difference of the weight of the given sample at the given temperature and the weight determined after drying it for 24 hours at a temperature ranging from 105 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. 10th question. If the pressure on a clay layer increases slightly from P to P plus delta P and the void ratio decreases from E0 to E, then the coefficient of compressibility is given by option A, E by P, option B, E0 by delta P, option C, E by delta P, and option D, E0 minus E divided by delta P. And the answer is E0 minus E whole divided by delta P. Compressibility is given by E0 minus E whole divided by delta P. If the pressure on a clay layer increases slightly from P to P plus delta P and the void ratio decreases from E0 to E, then the coefficient of compressibility is given by E0 minus E whole divided by delta P. That is delta E divided by delta P. Next question. Which of the following is a clay soil that has never been subjected to an effective pressure greater than existing overburden pressure and which is also completely consolidated by the existing overburden pressure? Option A, normally consolidated soil. Option B, pre-consolidated soil. Option C, under-consolidated soil. And option D, over-consolidated soil. The answer is option A, normally consolidated soil. The clay is soil that has never been subjected to an effective pressure greater than the existing overburden pressure and which is also completely consolidated by the existing overburden pressure is called normally consolidated soil. Now, what is pre-consolidated soil? If the soil is loaded by delta sigma at present, which is already experienced by the soil in past, then the soil is said to be over-consolidated or pre-consolidated soil. Over-consolidation ratio is equal to pre-consolidated stress divided by current effective stress. Over-consolidation ratio is equal to 1 for normally consolidated soils and over-consolidated ratio is greater than 1 for over-consolidated soil. Here, for normally consolidated soils, over-consolidation ratio is 1 and if they are over-consolidated soil or pre-consolidated soils, the over-consolidation ratio is greater than 1. Next question. When a retaining wall moves towards the backfill, then the wall tends to compress the soil horizontally is due to option A, at rest pressure, option B, active earth pressure, option C, passive earth pressure, and option D, effective earth pressure. And the answer is passive earth pressure. When a retaining wall moves towards the backfill, when the wall tends to compress the soil horizontally, it is due to passive earth pressure. The maximum pressure exerted by the backfill on the wall, it is called passive earth pressure. Since retaining wall tends to move towards the backfill, hence the earth pressure full applied on the wall. Passive earth pressure is equal to half kp gamma h square plus 2c root kp into h. This much kilonewton per meter, where kp is the coefficient of passive earth pressure, which is equal to 1 plus sin phi divided by 1 minus sin phi, which is equal to tan square into 45 plus 5 by 2. Now, what is active earth pressure? The minimum pressure exerted by the backfill on the wall. Since retaining wall tends to move away from the backfill, that is due to hinge action or other reasons. Hence, the total earth pressure may not fully applied on the wall. K is equal to 1 minus sin phi whole divided by 1 plus sin phi, which is equal to cot square 45 plus 5 by 2. Here, active earth pressure equation is half K gamma h square minus 2c root Ka into h. In passive earth pressure, it is plus 2c root Kp into h. Here, minus 2c root K into h. That is the difference. Okay. For cohesive less soils, consider C is equal to 0. Negative earth pressure will be developed at the top of the wall, which is equal to minus 2c root Ka. The pressure will be 0 at z equal to 0, which is equal to 2c divided by gamma root Ka. That is Ka gamma z0 minus 2c root Ka is equal to 0. Cohesive clay soil can withstand depth without any lateral support, which is equal to 4c divided by gamma root Ka. What is earth pressure at rest? The pressure exerted by the backfill on the wall at rest. Since wall should be designed to resist the backfill pressure, earth pressure at rest P0 is equal to half K0 gamma h square. This much kilonewton per meter, where K0 is coefficient of earth pressure at rest, which is equal to mu divided by 1 minus mu for any type of soil. Earth pressure at rest is equal to 1 minus sin phi for normally consolidated clay. Earth pressure at rest for over consolidated clay is 1 minus sin phi into root of over consolidated ratio. These are all about earth pressure at rest. Let us move to the next question. Ratio of volume of air voids to total volume of voids is option A void ratio, option B porosity, option C density index, and option D air content. And the answer is option D air content. Air content is the ratio of volume of air voids to total volume of voids. What is void ratio? Void ratio is volume of voids to volume of solids. What is porosity? Volume of voids to total volume. Void ratio is volume of voids to volume of solids, and it is always greater than 0. What is porosity? Volume of voids to total volume. That is, porosity lies between 0 and 1. 0 less than n less than 1. Then degree of saturation, volume of water to volume of voids, and degree of saturation lie between 0 and 100. 0 less than or equal to SR less than or equal to 100. Now, what about air content? It is volume of air voids to total volume of voids. That is, it also lies between 0 and 100%. That is 0 less than or equal to air content less than or equal to 100%. Now, what about percentage air voids? Percentage air voids Na is equal to volume of air voids divided by total volume. Water content is equal to weight of water divided by weight of solids into 100. Here the answer is option D, air content. Compaction of soil is measured in terms of option A, dry density, option B, specific gravity, option C, compressibility, and option D, permeability. The answer is option A, dry density. Compaction of soil is measured in terms of dry density. Last question. Unit of coefficient of consolidation is option A, centimeter square per second, option B, centimeter square per Newton, option C, Newton per centimeter square per second, and option D, none of this. The answer is option A, centimeter square per second. Unit of coefficient of consolidation is centimeter square per second. If you felt the video useful and informative, please press the like button, share the video, and subscribe the channel.